I want to talk specifically about criminal aliens in the United States. Those that came here illegally, those that committed crimes, those that our immigration officers, ICE and others, are trying to deport. Do you support that?
Let me just say that the vast majority of immigrants and the vast majority of undocumented immigrants in this country, Sean, are not criminals. As a matter of fact, all the reports that I've seen and all the reports that you've read clearly conclude
that Jorge,
they are less likely to
we can't have a discussion if you start giving me your talking points.
That they're less likely to be criminals and to be behind bars. Those are the facts, Sean.
I went down to the border. I'll give you facts because I was on horseback, all-terrain vehicle. I was in helicopters. I was in boats, and I sat through a security briefing in Texas with Rick Perry. 642,000 crimes committed by illegal immigrants against Texans alone. Here's my question. Putting all those issues aside, those that commit crimes in America, including some violent crimes, even murder, those criminal aliens, do you support having them removed from this country?
Absolutely. I have no problem with that. I'm not here to defend real criminals. But we cannot criminalize the whole immigrant population simply because of what a few have done.
Did I do that?
As if I would say that all
I do that?
No. As if I would say that all the white population is responsible for what Paddock did in Las Vegas. That would be completely unfair. It's exactly the same thing here, Sean.
Let me give you one statistic. Illegal aliens accounted for 13% of all non-immigration-related federal sentences in 2016. Now, that is a significantly higher percentage than the 3.5% estimated population of illegal. Wait a minute. You just got done saying all immigrants don't commit crimes. I will agree with you. But that is a much higher percentage than the rest of the population and illegal immigrants in the country.
I have different numbers. According to the Migration Policy Institute, less than 3% of undocumented immigrants commit felonies. And that, in this case, on many instances, has to do with fake IDs. This percentage is much lower than the rest of the U.S. population. So basically, my concern, Sean, is that you are, and President Trump and many of his followers, are criminalizing an immigrant population who's not responsible for the economic problems that we have and who's not responsible for the majority of the crimes in this country.
But you know something, Jorge? You never went. Are you saying that the people that I sat with, those were security people, law enforcement, border agents? I sat in a meeting, and I'll put it up on the screen.
Criminal aliens have been responsible for about 642,000 criminal offenses.
642,000 crimes
since 2008
since Texas. In Texas alone.
Yes, sir.
Over 200,000
yes, sir.
individuals. Their criminal history reflects that they were committed over 642,000 crimes.
That's the cost of not securing the border.
Are you literally saying to me that they're lying? Because they're not. And the problem is, you sound like, my last point, you sound like you don't care about the Americans that are victims of crime by people that don't respect our law.
Of course I do care. I live in this country. My children live in this country, and you have to put those numbers in perspective because you're giving the impression to your audience, the false impression to your audience, Sean, that most immigrants and most undocumented immigrants are criminals, and you know they don't want to get in trouble with
Why
the law.
Are you putting words in my mouth? Why would you do that?
They don't want to get in trouble with the law. They don't want to get in trouble with the police. They just want to prosper and help the rest of America.
Okay, I would argue, I'll concede your point, but you're wrong on another point. You're right. The vast majority, and having been to the border 13 times everywhere from the Rio Grande to San Diego, and having been in the drug warehouses, I would argue, yeah, they want to leave the poverty that many of them face in Mexico and have more opportunity here in America. I'm saying doing it legally. But there are you're not answering my question, 642,000 crimes committed against Texans alone in a 7-year period. That's not your family, Jorge. Where's your sympathy for those victims of crime? And why shouldn't we take those that are committing crimes and get rid of them tomorrow?
Again, I agree with you completely. I'm not here to defend real criminals. I'm not here to defend real criminals. But then if you just put those numbers and
you come in illegally, you're a criminal.
You put them in context, and you don't tell the people, you don't tell your audience the truth, the fact that immigrants are less likely to be criminals
That's not factually accurate.
In the United States?
Address Kate Steinle's family, because there are a lot of families that have sadly been victimized by those people here illegally that commit more crimes. What do you say to her family?
I cannot even imagine, what it would feel, what they are going through. I cannot even think about that. And
so let's control the border and vet people.
There is no excuse for that. And
no excuse.
Exactly. But again, if you say that all undocumented immigrants are responsible for these crimes, it is simply not.
Nobody said that.
It is simply not right, because you're inferring that immigrants.
No, I'm not inferring. I speak very directly.
And you're presenting immigrants as
I am saying it's a higher percentage.
Trump did. Exactly as President Trump did, and that is not the case.
I am saying to the mayor of Oakland, stop aiding and abetting criminals that committed more crimes, those that are here illegally, and committed crimes on top of that. And I think you should want that mayor to do the same. Stop.
Well, if you're talking about sanctuary cities, I think sanctuary cities are saying no. And California is saying no.
I am saying we have federal law that ought to be obeyed. Absolutely.
We have since the 1950s.
So you don't believe in the rule of law, then?
I do believe in the rule of law, but somebody has to help immigrants, one. And second, this policy established by President Trump and by his administration is already helping a lot of bad hombres.
President Trump, who supported DACA. President Trump, who you don't like,
President
supported
Trump who
DACA
killed DACA.
And fixing DACA.
Let's not forget that the president who killed DACA is called Donald Trump.
Excuse me, he's the one that was willing to make it law.
Donald Trump.
Let me ask you a question. Will you go down with me and do a town hall in Texas, and we'll invite the 642,000 families, those that would like to come, that were victims of crime, and listen to their stories?
Let me take you on this. Yes, I'll do a show with you, and then we'll decide who's going to be attending that show. But I think this conversation.
I told you who's attending. Oh, so that means no.
This conversation is interesting, and I appreciate that you give me the opportunity just to have it.
I got to run.
But we have to continue. I understand. All right. Thank you, Sean.